Hello, Lou Hamilton from Audible Elegance here in Cincinnati, Ohio. We are located in Old Montgomery on Montgomery Road. We have a website by our name. We also do work on Instagram, X, and Facebook. One of the questions we're often asked is, should I buy an integrated amplifier or should I buy separates? And we really have two different questions there. But let me go back to a general overview first, in that some of the integrateds have certainly advanced so well in their performance that we have heard separates that do not compare to what they're able to do. We have two different models from Rogue, and I'll show you the other one in just a minute. We also have the first of our Riga integrateds that has arrived, and the performance out of those products are simply spectacular, and they're not shelf hogs and requiring space. There's no fiddling around with what interconnect should I use between the products. So if you're looking for a straight performance approach and simplicity in positioning and operation, the integrateds today offer tremendous value, particularly since oftentimes you're able to get a really good quality integrated amplifier for essentially half the price of separates. And so it's, when people ask me that question, it's kind of like, well, sort of thing. Now, the case for separates has traditionally been based upon performance and also the unique capabilities that a given piece may offer. Whereas when you're working with an integrated, this is how it is. This is the power amplifier you get. This is the preamplifier section you get. This is the control you get. When you start working with separates, you're working with a different range of, you can select more appropriately perhaps the power that you require to drive the speakers you have. There may be particular needs out of the preamplifier. Most quality preamplifiers are not packing digital stages in them because they recognize the potential of digital noise. But and many separate preamplifiers don't have digital stages. Some do. There's greater or lesser success with those. But the separates are more what I would call personal selections of how you want the system to operate and with what power. It's much like coming to the decision of, should I buy a car that has my selection of only 12 models, or should I custom order what I really want when I have a selection of 100 different variations? I want this feature, but I don't want that. I want this. And you have to look at it kind of like that, is whether you're custom tailoring the system to your needs, and whether or not really the separates offer better performance than what's being offered by some of the integrateds, because that's a cost factor. So I don't say one is the only way to go. Certainly, our experience with separates is usually where you get into the state-of-the-art performance. But a lot of people are more than thrilled to get the level of performance either out of Rogue or Riga for their homes, and they're happy campers. And that's really ultimately the point. Are you happy listening to music? And if you are, and you still have a budget so you can afford to buy the music, bingo, there's your answer. If you can afford separates and you really want to go out on the performance levels, that's where the separates typically come in. So our better systems typically will be running separates. On our very nice, lovely systems, whether they're Golden Ear or Martin Logans, it's not uncommon for us to use integrated amplifiers. And it's a compliment that you can use an integrated amplifier on speakers that have advanced tweeters. That's how much they've improved. So feel free to come on in, give them a listen. Let me show you the other two real quickly here. The Cronus is a typical design of an integrated amplifier where really people get to see the true light show, so to speak. It's an absolutely wonderful piece and fully tubed all the way through. And then we have the Riga solid state, but we're having a lot of fun using this, driving the Golden Ear T66s, and it's not embarrassing itself by any stretch of the imagination. We'll have other Riga units coming in as well as we continue to build out that product line here. So feel free to come in, give them a listen. If you're not in the neighborhood, stop by your local shop, give them a listen there. I think you'll be quite surprised.